Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Karen's Kitchen, and thank you for coming in. I'm going to do a recipe today. It's an easy pizza sauce. I've already had lunch, so this pizza sauce has to set up for a while anyway. And I'm going to leave it for another day when I plan on having a pizza. Where you make, because I've got some pizza crusts in the freezer that you can make your own pizza, put your own sauce on it, you can put cheese on it. You know, of course, since I'm a vegan, I wouldn't put sausage or anything on that or tomato. I could put tomatoes and stuff on it. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share this out, and I'm going to ask for a share, and then I'm going to share this out on Facebook and on Twitter, and I'm hoping that people will come in and share this out too. I don't know where people's at this morning. Or this afternoon. It looks like nobody's in here. I don't know where everybody's at, but hopefully everybody will come in eventually. But thank you to those that are coming in. I appreciate it. Hi, Jackie. Good to see you. Okay. Hi, Tammy. Good to see you. Okay. This is what I'm going to put in. I'm pulling my shirt down for a bit. Okay. First of all, I'm going to put in the tomato paste, and it just takes a 6-ounce can of tomato paste. And since I already opened it up, I'll just put it in my bowl. And this has to set out for a while to get all your flavors together. You put it in plastic wrap, set it out for a few hours. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll put it in the refrigerator after that. And then I'll put it on my pizza tomorrow because I've already had my lunch. This saves having to go and buy pizza sauce in the store. Wow. People aren't getting their notifications today, apparently. Our daughter's usually in here by now. She must not be getting the notifications either, or she's not feeling well or something. Tammy, if you could let Laura know that I'm on and message her or something so she'll come in. Let her know. Okay. Then I need... Oh, I lost my recipe. I have to go back on my recipe. It came out. Okay, there it is. An ad came up. Okay, and then the tomato paste, the water, and olive oil. And it calls for 1.5 cups of water. Calls for 1.5 cups of water, but I'm going to start with a cup because 1.5 cups might make it too thin. Might not want it that thin, so I'll start with a cup, and if it looks like it needs a little bit more, I can always add it. It looks like a cup's going to be plenty anyway. 1.5 cups might make it too thin. And then you mix, and then the olive oil, 1/3 cup of olive oil. Well, you're probably right, Libby. You're probably right. You are probably so right. Okay, and then I'm going to mix these together before I do the rest. That's why I put it in this bowl. And I don't know what size pizza this makes. I didn't... Hi, good to see you, Shauna. Yes, vegan pizza sauce. Absolutely, vegan pizza. Let me put this down. I'm sorry. I forgot to put my thing down so you can watch what I'm doing here. I'm sorry. There's my baby. There's my daughter. Okay, you can see I'm whisking this stuff up in here. I've got a cup of water in here. I've got a small can of tomato paste, and I've got 1/3 cup of olive oil that I'm mixing a little bit. And then I'm going to go ahead, and then I'm going to put in the, and then add the garlic. And I haven't done my garlic yet, but you know I have a garlic press, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'll just stick this on here for right now. Get my garlic press out. Oh, God, where did I put my garlic press now? I don't even know where I put it. Oh, that's nice. Where did I put my garlic press? I should have looked for it before I came in here. Oh, I know what I did. I moved it. I'll go get it. Well, shoot. Don't know where I put my garlic press. I had my garlic press out and I can't find it. And I don't want to, look over here. Well, it's sitting in the window. Sorry about that. It was sitting right in the window. I blew it up in the window. Didn't even look up there. Sorry about that. Okay. Now I've got 2 things of garlic here. And I've cut them back a little bit because they are big. So I didn't want, and it's easier to do it if they're smaller. It'll come through here, so Look how much is coming through there. And this really gets your hand working too. It really does. Works your hands really well. Now, when I saw the YouTube video, they didn't use a garlic press. She was just taking a knife and chopping it, or and peeling it, or slicing it and mincing it. Well, garlic press is much better. I wouldn't particularly like to do it that way. Take a lot longer. Okay. There's a bunch more coming out here. Here, they call this the Barbie brush. This kind of gets the paper out. This gets the... Let me go get a little garbage bowl to put this stuff in. It's a little condiment bowl, but it works for a little garbage to stick stuff in so I don't have to run so much to the trash can. This one is really small, so there isn't going to be much coming out of here. But it was 2 pretty good sized cloves. I like big cloves. It's a brand new garlic bulb that I just got, that I had to take the outside off to even get to the bulbs. You got to take the outside off, and that could be my hands are getting sticky. Let me wash my hands off a little bit. Yeah, I don't like that feeling of that. Feels like glue. Yep, pizza sauce. This is a pizza sauce, you're right. Yep, it's a pizza sauce. This will be simple to make. Anybody can make this, because you would have everything in your, probably in your cupboards that it's necessary for it. You might have to buy tomato paste if you don't keep that on hand, but I already happen to have a can of tomato paste, so I just got it out and was using it for this. I always buy some more. It only comes with six ounces, I believe it is. 6-ounce can. Okay. I think I got it all. All right. Get that down in there. Okay. I just use this, and I got a bunch of dishes to wash up again, as always. Now I'm going to take my Barbie brush, and I'm going to go in the back here. I'm going to push everything through that needs to come through. See, it comes through, and you can just kind of push it out. Don't want to throw that out. Don't want to waste that. That's good garlic there. I recommend this garlic press. If you don't have it, I recommend this. If you use a lot of garlic, I use a lot of garlic, so this is that comes in handy. I won't use garlic unless I have a press to do it with. It's too hard otherwise. Okay, now I've got 2 cloves of garlic and a salt to taste, which I'll put maybe a teaspoon or so of salt. I can always, I don't think it's going to take very much, but I don't like a lot of salt, but I don't like... Hi, Missy. Good to see you. Welcome. Thank you to everybody coming in. Thank you for sharing this out. Now, ground black pepper. And everybody knows I don't use ground black pepper. So we got... Oh, no. Oh, that fell in there. So, oh, my goodness. Oh. Well, at least the thing wasn't open, so it didn't hurt anything. What an embarrassment to fall on my cupboard like that. Oh, well. I'll slip up, but that's okay. At least it didn't hurt anything. There was lid on it anyway. Okay, there we go. Now I need, the pepper. And then I lock and this is my rosemary. I had to crush this a little bit, so I'll put this in here. Crush that down. And let's see. Dried oregano and basil and the rosemary. Okay. Let me get the oregano, and that is half a teaspoon. Or is it? No, it's a tablespoon, he said. Okay. Better get that right. All right. I don't know why they want so much oregano, but it's a half a tablespoon. And oregano. And half a teaspoon of basil and the rosemary. Okay, I had that right. Okay. Okay. So this will be okay. All right, I'll put this back. All right, and then I got my half a teaspoon of basil. I've already got this set for half a teaspoon. So I'll get my basil in here and put this in here. I'll put this away real quick. I don't want it falling on the floor. Okay, I got to get a spice rack for my spices. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to whisk this all together. And you're going to see the oregano and stuff on top, but they say that's going to happen. What I have to do is I have to leave it sit out for several hours, cover it with plastic wrap so all the tastes will come together. And this is the and like I said, if it needs more water, I can always add more. I only started with a cup. As you can see, it's going to be pretty good. You don't want it real thin. Some people say it's too thin at a cup and a half, so a cup. And I can always add a little bit more if I feel it's too thick. But right now, I'm just going to put a plastic wrap on this, and then it's good to go. And that's all there is to making this tomato sauce. Very simple. Plus putting the plastic wrap over it. That's all there is. So I would assume that everybody would try to make this themselves instead of buying your own pasta sauce. Because pasta sauce can be, lots of stuff in it anyway. You don't want... Okay. This way. Cover this up. Get that good enough. Okay. Get this so it... There. I'm just going to cover this up for a few hours. And if it's not big enough, I can always get another piece. I think it is, but that's the only thing bad about plastic wrap. It loves to cling together. I don't think that... Yeah, that looks like sufficient. There we go. You can see it through the plastic wrap. I'm just going to leave it sit here like this. And you guys can see. And if you want to know what the ingredients are, if anybody just come in late that doesn't know, I can tell you what the ingredients are. It's a 1 6-ounce can of tomato paste. I'll put this up for a little bit, then you can see me a little bit better, and you can still see the tomato paste or the pizza sauce. Okay, pull this back just a little bit. There we go. Now, 1 6-ounce can of tomato paste, 1.5 cups of water. I only used a cup because I don't want to make it real thick or real thin. So I'm using a cup, and if it looks like it needs more after it's been set, I can always add more. But I think this will be fine. A 1/3 cup of extra virgin olive oil, 2 cloves of garlic, minced, and everybody saw me use my garlic press on that. Salt to taste. I used a teaspoon of that, but use your own judgment. Some may like more, some may like less. You just have to try it and see what you like, what you think of it. Ground black pepper. I know I don't use ground black pepper, but you can put as much of that in there as to taste. You're absolutely right. I have got the pizza crust in the freezer. I've got a cauliflower crust in there, and I've been wanting to make my own pizzas, but I didn't want to have to buy a pizza sauce. So I thought, well, I'll make my own pizza sauce. And I just found this today. Make my own pizza sauce and put it on there, and then I could put tomatoes on it. I could put, peppers on it, or whatever I want, and put it in the oven, put it in my convection oven, and have my own pizza and my shredded cheese. Well, I haven't decided yet, but that'll probably be my lunch tomorrow. I had my chickpea salad sandwiches for lunch today, which are really good. Okay, and then a 1/2 tablespoon of dried oregano, a 1/2 tablespoon of dried basil. Well, it's supposed to be tablespoon. I put teaspoon in. I guess it don't matter. And a 1/2 teaspoon of dried rosemary, crushed rosemary. So the only thing I didn't have enough of was the basil, but I think it's going to be good just the way it is. Yeah, I know. Make your own. It does look at that though. And you can always, like I said, you can start with a cup and a half of water. I start with a cup. No, I don't. I used to, but now that I'm vegan, I don't eat any fish. I don't eat beef. I don't eat pork, which I don't eat pork anyway. I don't eat any meat. I don't eat eggs. I don't drink dairy milk. I've done away with all of it. I'm a plant-based eater. I eat plant-based, which is healthier, which is better for you. But that's neither here nor there. I don't force anybody to go plant-based because it's totally up to you if you want to or not. You know, I don't force anybody to do what I'm doing because I found this better for me, but other people may find this not. So you have to do what's best for you. Only your body, you know what your body's like. You know what your body can handle. I feel much better by doing what I've done. But making your own pizza sauce, you know, when you find the pizzas in the stores, you look at the ingredients in there. And since I don't eat cheese, it's very, very hard to, regular cheese. I eat vegan cheese. It's very hard to find, but how and why? I don't eat seafood. I don't eat any meat of any kind. Oh, absolutely. My health is much better. I've lost over 50 pounds. And it comes from eating a plant-based diet. Now, I'm not encouraging everyone because it's not... plant-based is for everyone, but not everyone can do it. Let's put it that way. Veganism is actually for everyone on earth if they would just do it. But I'm not forcing anybody to become vegan because that is totally up to you. If you want to continue with your meat and stuff, like my daughter, she's a meat eater. That's fine because she grew up eating meat. And that was probably mine and her dad's fault because we should have been vegans a long time ago, but we weren't. That's neither here nor there. But anyway, if you choose not to get off of meat, that's totally fine. I know what's best for me. But with this, you don't have to be a vegan to like this. You just get your tomato paste and you have your few spices and stuff. Buy yourself because they have them at Walmart. You go into where the pizzas and stuff are. They have crusts by themselves in boxes. Buy a cauliflower crust or whatever kind of crust you like and make your own. Put your own toppings on it. No, I sure don't. You'll have to do some research on that. I've never had that problem, so I cannot give you an answer on that. I'm not a nurse and I'm not a doctor, so I'm not versed in that. So I can't really help you. That's a good question, though. You might be able to find somebody that might know, or you could do some research on it. I really don't know. But anyway, I found it's much better for me to go this route. And like I said, I bought some cauliflower crusts at Walmart, which I love cauliflower anyway. And they're just plain crust, so you put your own toppings on it. I thought, well, I'm not going to have just plain cauliflower crust. You put your own toppings on it, like your sauce and your cheese or your tomatoes and peppers or whatever you want to put on it and put it in the oven and bake it. Well, now I've got a pizza sauce that I can make. All I have to do is keep tomato paste on hand, and I think I used up the last can, so I'll have to go buy me another one. But it's simple enough to make your own pizza sauce. And you're healthier for it too. You know exactly what's in your pizza sauce. You don't have to worry. I mean, doesn't this look so good? Now, like I said, this is going to have to sit out for several hours out on the counter in plastic. And these tastes will go. And after it's been sitting out a while, then you put it into an airtight container, like a jar or whatever, and put it in the refrigerator. And I'm going to have it tomorrow for lunch. But doesn't it look good? I mean, it's your own pizza sauce. You can't go wrong, you know. Making your own is a lot better than buying it in the store, because what you buy from the store is got a lot of chemicals in it, as we all know. Chemicals are in most of your foods. You're absolutely right. The processed stuff is just not good for you. Just about everything you come to is all processed. You know, processed in one form or another. And the chemicals that are in there are just boggle your mind. Yes, they do. I know mine does anyway. You go in and you ask them to find a cauliflower crust, just the crust itself, and then you can put your own toppings on it. It's awesome. It's very awesome. Because like I said, most pizzas, you go in there and they've got cheese on them. I was eating Trader Joe's has it too. Okay. I used to eat the vegetable pizza, but then I stopped eating that because it actually had cheese on the topping, on the crust of it. You know, they put cheese on the top of the veggies, and I go, oh, I'm still eating the cheese, and I don't want to do that. But yet the pizza was good, but it you know, it had vegetables. If they left that cheese out, it'd been a lot better. But see, I can take like shredded vegan cheese. Yeah, I'll make a vegan pizza. That's exactly what I made. Is a pizza sauce to make a vegan pizza. I've got, like I said, I've got cauliflower crust in my freezer where I just put my own toppings on it and put it in the freezer and bake it. And like 425 or whatever. Most of them are 425 for 15, 18 minutes or whatever. Oh, you live near Trader Joe's? Yeah, and Whole Foods might have it too. I don't know. But since I don't really shop at Whole Foods and Trader Joe's, although we have them here where I live, I just don't go. Walmart seems to be getting a lot of things like that in there. And when I saw that they had the cauliflower crust by themselves, I thought, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to get some cauliflower crust and I'll put my own toppings on it. That is the best way to go, because then that way you know what your pizza has. And you don't have to guess, you know, and it's not processed. It's good for you. You put your own veggies on it, like whether you put pickles on it or zucchini or tomatoes or your red and yellow green peppers or whatever you do. You can put anything on it you want and bake it in the oven, and it would, yeah, pineapple as well. That's right. They do have pineapple. Yeah, pineapple pizzas are good. So you can put anything on it you want, absolutely, and it'd be a very good pizza. That's why I made this pizza sauce, because I thought there's somebody out there that's going to want to make their own pizza sauce. If they can find the cauliflower crust, make their own. Hi, Kelly. Good to see you. Welcome. Here is my pizza sauce. It has to sit out for a while, for several hours under plastic, and then I'll put it away in the refrigerator later in a glass container. But here it is. Good to see you. Welcome. Oh, I got something underneath my plastic. A piece of onion or a garlic thing got under there. Got that. Okay. Anyway, I've got some plain crusts in my freezer, cauliflower crust, because that's about the only kind of crust I want to buy, because I love cauliflower. And you just put your own toppings on it, your sauce, and then you can put your vegan cheese on. You could just be me a cheese pizza if that's all you want. You know, because I've got shredded cheese from Daya shredded cheese I got from Winco. I can put that on there too. Just pour that on there, or I could get some cucumbers, put them on there, tomatoes. Somebody said pineapple. Anything you want to put on your pizza to make it yourself, and it'll be so good and so healthy, and it's gonna taste better too. You look at those pizzas in the store. There's so much stuff if they got into them. Well, I ate lunch already, so I wanted to come in here and make this because I have to set it out for a while anyway. You know, if I can find one, I certainly will. I haven't looked for one yet, but I will certainly try to find one. Absolutely. I'm not good at rolling it out, but I will try to find a cauliflower crust one. It shouldn't be too difficult to find, but like I said, if you have a Walmart near you, they have the cauliflower crust. Just buy some cauliflower crust, put them in your freezer till you're ready to use them. Just whip them out when you're ready to use them. Put your pizza sauce on it, all your toppings, tomatoes, cucumbers, zucchini, whatever you want, cheese or whatever, and put it in your oven and, you know, bake it, and there you have it. But making your own pizza sauce is a lot better. Now, this is probably only going to go for one pizza, which is fine, because you only need for one at a time, and you just have to buy more tomato paste. I got everything else anyway, because, you know, and those are just coming in. If you want to know what it has in it, that's the wrong recipe. Okay, it's got the small can of tomato paste, which is the 6 ounce. It's got a cup of water. It says a cup and a half of water, but I started with a cup because I thought, well, maybe a cup and a half might be a little too much. It might be too thin, because I don't like mine's real thin. So I start with a cup, and I can always add to it later. A third cup of extra virgin olive oil. Mine's all organic that I used. 2 cloves of garlic, and then put them through my garlic press. Salt to taste. I used about a teaspoon of salt. You can use whatever you want. Ground pepper, the same thing. You can use as much salt or pepper as you want to taste. Whatever you like. Some people like a lot. Some people like a little. Some people don't like any. So if you don't want to put any on, then don't. A half a tablespoon of dried oregano, dried basil, and a half a teaspoon of dried rosemary. Crushed it. Yes, I did. I didn't have any tomato paste made. It's only a 6 ounce can anyway, so I just used regular tomato paste, and then I made and put that in here and make the rest of it. I made myself. You know, put your oregano in there, your olive oil, and your water, and your spices, your oregano and your basil, and your rosemary, and mix it together. And here you got it. It's got to sit out for a few hours, and then I'll put it in the refrigerator because all the tastes have to come together. It's going to be a real good pizza sauce. Very simple to make, and one that I know that I'll probably make again. Because like I said, I do buy pizzas in the store, but it's very, very hard to find ones that don't have cheese on them because I don't want cheese if I can avoid it. I'd rather buy one just the crust alone so I can put my own toppings on it. Pizza sauce, you know, and put tomatoes on it or pickles, zucchini, or whatever. You can put whatever ingredients on the top you like. And I don't know what kind of pizzas you like. You may like something different than I like. You may like a pineapple pizza. Oh, thank you, Kelly, for the super hearts. I do appreciate that. Thank you very, very much. I super heart you back, but I don't have one of those things that Alexis has. But thank you so much. That's fantastic. I get paid this week from Periscope. I think they're going to pay me by the 6th, they said. So I've got some money coming from the first set of super hearts I made. So anyway, it's because of you that I've got the super hearts, and I thank you very much. But anyway, this pizza sauce was very, very simple to make. Oh, you'll settle for that. Yeah. My pooper scooper. Yep. I was talking to Arlene the other day. She was texting me, and I says, I guess we really had a good laugh on that pooper scooper, you know, because she said something about that her son thought it looked like something you pick up the cat stuff, and that's what I said. Oh, it looks like a pooper scooper, you know. And then of course Alexa says, "Well, get another one," you know. Yes, it was funny, but you know, it's okay to laugh. I had good time on that Periscope because we were all having fun laughing about the pooper scooper, you know. It was funny. It was really, I really appreciate everybody coming in there on my unboxing because I had so much fun and coming up with that pooper scooper. I mean, I come up with stuff like that once in a while. I know my daughter tells me I'm funny, I'm silly, but well, hi team, that's good to see you. Long time no see. Where have you been? Here is my pizza sauce. Doesn't that look good? And I'll tell you what it has in it. It's got a 6-ounce can of tomato paste, a 1/3 cup of olive oil, and it's got only a cup of water. It calls for 1.5 cups of water. But hi, good to see you, welcome. But I only use a cup of water because that'll make it thicker. Because if it gets too thin, you know, I don't like them real thin. And then two cloves of garlic minced. Everybody knows that I like my garlic press, so I use my garlic press to mince my cloves of garlic. Salt to taste. I put a teaspoon in. Pepper, the same thing, but I didn't put any pepper in because I don't use pepper. A 1/2 tablespoon of oregano. I'm supposed to put 1/2 tablespoon of basil, which I only use a teaspoon, so I don't think it really matters much. And then a 1/2 teaspoon of rosemary crushed. So I went and put it through a little grinder I have to kind of crush it down a little bit because rosemary is kind of big. So, but anyway, that's all it takes. Not very much at all. So if you have those spices in your cupboard, or real easy to obtain them, Walmart carries all those spices in the spice aisle. They got all those spices: your garlic powder, your onion powder, garlic salt, onion salt, and oregano, basil, bay leaves, any one of those you name, they've got. And I thought, well, I'm gonna make this because I've got everything for it. I happen to have a can of tomato paste. And I thought, I'll just go ahead and use it. Hi, Karen. Good to see you. Welcome. And I just go ahead and use it for this because I have pizza crusts in the freezer that I want to make good use of. But I don't like buying the tomato paste in the store. I would rather make my own. So when I saw this today, and I did find this on Pinterest, so I looked at the video how they made it. And I find a lot of my recipes on Pinterest. It seems most of the ones lately I've been doing come on Pinterest. Actually, no, I take that back. It was on allrecipes.com because I've got the app on my phone, and I got it and I just put it on my. What's on my phone and iPad? But since I'm scoping with my phone, I have to use my iPad to look it up. But anyway, that's on allrecipes.com. It's either that or Yumly or Pinterest that I go on to find my recipes. I possibly might. I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet, but I might. It's possible. I'll try anyway. In the afternoon, yeah, I'll probably do one because I need to do more of them. But anyway, I like making my own things coming in here. And I do the same as Alexis did to show people that you can take ingredients that you have in your cupboard, your pantry or whatever, and make your own products. They're going to be a lot better for you. Oh, thank you for the Super Hearts, Hillbilly. Good to see you. Or good to see you. Thank you. It's a lot better to make your own than to try and buy the stuff in the store. Because like I said, the stuff in the store has got so many ingredients in the... You look on your jars or cans or boxes. I'm going to get paid this week. I'm supposed to get paid, they said, by the 6th. They emailed me. Hi, good to see you. Welcome. They emailed me and said it'll be coming, that I'm getting paid $151.06. But that's because I had 230,000 Super Hearts. And the reason for that is when I got the first 185,000, I put an application in, but it took them a long time to get back with me. I had to keep writing them and writing them and writing them. It seems like they didn't get back with me right away. But they finally got back with me and they checked my application out, because you have to meet a criteria. You have to have 5 periscopes where you have 50 viewers and 75 replay viewers per month in order and to qualify and to get your Super Hearts. So I just kept at it, and I finally going to get paid. But I'm going to have 5106, and that's going to help me here in the kitchen with more food and stuff that I need to fix this stuff for you guys. Yes, he is. God is very good. He's so very good. And if you can't see my pizza sauce, this is what it is. It has to sit out for a while, several hours on the counter in plastic, and then when it's been set out, probably before I go to bed or whatever, maybe long before that, I'll take it and put it in a jar or in an airtight container and put it in the refrigerator, because I intend to use this tomorrow. I'm going to have a pizza for lunch tomorrow, because I do have a cauliflower crust in my freezer that needs to have some toppings on it. So I can put this on it. I may go to the store and maybe get a few toppings to put on it. Hi, Richard. Look at my pizza sauce. I made this pizza sauce myself. Of course, I put the tomato paste in there. Good to see you, Richard. It takes a 6-ounce can of tomato paste, a 1/3 cup of olive oil, and it calls for a 1.5 cups of water. But since I didn't want mine real thin, I thought I'll just start with the cup and thicken it a little bit. And then 2 cloves of garlic, which everybody knows I love my garlic. And it called for, and pepper and salt to taste. I used about a teaspoon of salt. I didn't put any pepper in it, though. A tablespoon of oregano, a tablespoon of basil, and half a teaspoon of rosemary crushed. So I had to crush that up. You know, I had a little grinder and I crushed a little bit of it up. But it does look so good. And then once this is set out, I'll put it in the refrigerator and it'll set up. And then, because I've got a cauliflower crust in the freezer that I want to put toppings on, because I would rather make my own pizza with my own toppings than buy them in the store, because what you buy in the store has so many different ingredients in it, and you don't know if they're good for you or not. Most of the time they're not. And they got things on there that I don't normally eat. It's got cheese on it. You know, I like the vegetarian pizzas, but that still means they got cheese on them. Well, I could use my vegan cheese, you know, or make my own for that matter too. But I'm gonna use this tomorrow, and I might come in here maybe and show you what the pizza looks like after I've baked it. I might do that. Bake the pizza and show you exactly what it looks like. Or maybe I'll make it in front of you. Put this on there and make it in front of you and show you what I'm going to put on it. I mean, that would be a good scope tomorrow, making homemade pizza, starting with a cauliflower crust. Because I go to Walmart and I get the cauliflower crust. And I'd rather do it that way so I can add my own toppings. Pickles, zucchini, tomatoes, whatever I happen to have. You know, nothing real special. Of course, you can just put tomatoes or pizza sauce on it and then put like shredded cheese on top of that. Some people do that too, just have it a cheese pizza. But it'll be a vegan cheese pizza. Much, much healthier than the ones you buy in the store. The ones you buy in the store, oh my goodness. Oh, thank you for the Super Hearts. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. And for those of you that don't know, I am a super broadcaster, and I will be paid my first payout of Super Hearts coming up by Friday. Periscope emailed me, and they said that I'll be getting my first payout, $151.06. And it's because of you people coming in here and giving me Super Hearts that I'm going to get that, you know. I'm not saying I'll get Super Hearts every month because you got to have so many every month. And some days I don't get any at all. So when I do get them, it helps. I do appreciate that very much. I don't ask for them. So if you choose not to give them, I don't care. At least I'm getting one payout, and that's going to help me with my foods, and I could make more things for people in here because I love coming in here and making my own foods, because making your own foods is a lot better than buying stuff in the store. Because when you buy it in the store, if you don't pay attention to what you're buying, you're going to be buying a lot of junk. The processing that it goes through, the chemicals they put in there. And the thing of it is, the manufacturers really don't care. They're going to put all that kind of bad chemicals in there, and they don't care if it harms your body or not. They're just going to put it in there because most generally, and I've said this before, most people, they eat the same things pretty much all the time, and what they're used to eating, they'll pick up. But they don't look at the ingredients on the packaging because, well, I've eaten this before and it's never caused me problems before. I've never gotten sick. So they feel it's not necessary to check the ingredients out. Well, I think it is. I check the ingredients on the packaging every time I go to the store because I want to know what I'm putting in my body. Because I'm certainly not going to put anything in my body that I can't, if I can't pronounce it, why put it in my body? Because some of those chemicals are really long. There's so many letters to them and long chemical names that unless you do some research on them, you're not going to know much about them. The only one that I know anything about is carrageenan, and that's because Philip the Overcomer had mentioned that a while back, a couple years ago. Yeah, I know. Exactly. You have to be so careful, and we certainly don't want cancer. So it's best if you can swing it. And it's best, too, if you can buy organic. That's best, too. However, organic can be cost prohibitive for some people. If you don't make a lot of money, or you're short on funds or something, then don't buy organic. I try to buy it as much as I can. I don't buy it all the time, but I do buy it as much as I can. So that helps. I was kind of backing down on buying it because I thought maybe I had to pay taxes, but I just did my taxes today myself, and I don't owe the federal government anything. I might owe the state of Oregon something, but I don't owe federal anything, so that's good on that. But anyway, right, non-GMO is very, very important. If I can't get organic, I definitely want to get anything with non-GMO. Because you know what the GMOs are genetically modified organisms. You do not want to put those in your body. They're very, very harmful. And people don't realize where those organisms come from. And like I said, the manufacturers don't care. It goes through a long process, and they don't really care what they put in it because they know that people are going to eat it. You know why? Have you noticed lately that the packaging is getting very colorful? I've noticed it myself that the packaging is getting so colorful that is what's enticing people to buy something. I know it has me already. I'll look at the packaging and I says, my goodness, that's colorful. But it's not the packaging. It's what's inside the package that counts. But people won't worry about that. They like the packaging and they know what's inside. So they'll pick it up and buy it, put it in their cart, and then they wonder why they're getting so sick. There are very few people. I've had some people at the store that will look at our will look at the ingredients, but not very many. There are very few people that will even look at the ingredients on anything. They just throw it in their cart and decide that they're going to take it home, and it doesn't matter if they get sick or not. You can't feel that way because that's harmful. You're doing your body a lot of harm. You need to be careful what you're putting in your body because our bodies are the temple of God, and our bodies cannot accept everything that we put into them. And I think that's why people are getting sick. Our bodies are resistant to, are getting resistant to it, and the thing is, are immune to it, whatever, and they're getting sick. And I don't want to put anything in my body that's going to cause me to get sick. I don't. Let me get some water here for a bit. I'm getting thirsty. As Alexa said, Hydration Nation. But I am going to take this pizza sauce and I am going to put it up on my Facebook page because I know this is something that people are going to want to make themselves. Especially if you find the pizzas, you make your own pizzas. And a lot of people will make their own pizzas, crust and everything. But I don't make the crust because I'm not one to roll things out. I don't like rolling it. I'm not real good at where I roll things out. So I'd rather buy a crust because all it has in it is cauliflower. And I figure that crust is not harmful to me at all because I can see exactly what's in it. And I put my own toppings on it. And there I've got a very good pizza. That's simple. My ex-husband always calls pizza gut filler. Well, he's right. They're gut filler. You can't eat much of it. But as long as you are careful what you put into your body, you're not going to get sick. Although we know there's diseases out there, you can still get colds. But if you're careful what you put, hi Vanita, good to see you. Welcome. Here's my pizza. My pizza sauce. I have to leave it sit out for several hours in plastic before I can put it in the refrigerator. It's a very good pizza sauce. The only thing I bought that I put in it that come in a can was the tomato paste. It was a 6-ounce can of tomato paste. I put 2/3 cup of extra virgin olive oil in it. It calls for 1.5 cups of water, but I only used a cup because that might make it thicker. 2 cloves of garlic, and then you have salt and pepper to taste. And I used a teaspoon of salt, but no pepper, of course. A tablespoon of oregano. It calls for a tablespoon of basil, which I only use a teaspoon because I didn't a half a teaspoon, and then a tablespoon, and then a half a teaspoon of rosemary crushed. So it's a very simple recipe, very easy to make, and I know that people are gonna find it very easy to make. And like I said, once I post it up on and I'll go back to make sure I got that right on the because I think I made a mistake on the one I think it's let's see. Let me go back and see if I can find it. Yeah, here it is. It was a half a tablespoon of dried basil, and a half a tablespoon of dried oregano. Not a tablespoon, a half a tablespoon, and then a half a teaspoon of dried rosemary. I had to crush it. And very easy to make. If you have those spices in your counter or in your cupboard, don't be afraid to try to make your own pizza sauce. Buy a crust in the store, a plain ordinary crust. Trader Joe's probably has them. Whole Foods has them. Walmart's starting to carry them now because I got the cauliflower crust. Put my own, and I'll just get it out tomorrow. Put my own sauces, my pizza sauce on it. Put my tomatoes on it or pickles or whatever, and I'll put it in the oven, and it'll be good to go. It's that simple. I think the last time I bought pizza, cauliflower crust, I think it was a box of 2, or 2 in a box. So I've got 2 of them I can use. They're in the freezer. They've been in there since I've got them. And now I wanted to find something I can make my own pizza. I've been wanting to do that, but I just happened to be going through allrecipes.com because I like the vegan recipes there. And I happened to see pizza sauce. And I says, well, I haven't seen this one before, and I haven't saved it because the ones I've saved are all marked. So I hadn't saved it, and I thought, I'm going to see how to make this. So I watched the video on it. I said, oh, all right, I'll make that. So I decided to make it today, and I saved it, and now I can make it again. As I know this will be simple, because I'll make my own pizzas, and take and make your own pizzas a lot better that way. You know what's in it. It looks good. It really does. Let me tell you, this smells good. Even through the plastic, I can smell it. It smells really, really good. Really good. And you can see it's going to be a nice pizza. It's going to be just for one pizza. But if you, like I said, I used a cup of water, so it would be a little thicker. Now, you can use the 1.5 cups. That really thins it out. Some people may not like it that thin because it's harder to spread it the thinner it is. It looks real runny, and I don't like mine real runny. So just using a cup might be a little bit better. I'll try it. And if it looks like it needs a little bit more, then I know the next time put maybe 1.25 cups in it or whatever. Just add a little bit to it. But I'm going to just start out with that and see what it does. And see if when it sets up. Now, it should set up okay. All the tastes will come together, and then I'll put it into a container and put it in the refrigerator for tomorrow. And that'll be my lunch tomorrow. And like I said, I make them in here tomorrow, and I may make the pizza in front of you. Get the crust out. Put the pizza sauce on there and put the toppings on there. I may put some cucumber on it, tomato, whatever I have. I may even go to Walmart and pick up a few things if I don't have the toppings for it. I may go get the cucumbers and tomatoes. You can put cheese on it too, and make my own pizza and bake it in my convection oven. I know it's going to be really good. And it's going to be like a vegan vegetable pizza, but with no cheese. Vegan cheese on it. Because like I said, the pizzas you buy in the store, seems like every one of them got cheese on it, regular cheese, like mozzarella or cheddar cheese. And I'm thinking, well, I don't want to eat the cheese. I want vegan cheese. But so I get around it by just getting a cauliflower crust and putting my own toppings on it. Because you want pizza sauce. You want pizza sauce on your crust, and then you put everything else on top of that. You got to have something on it, because it's going to be too dry. You can't just put your tomatoes and cucumbers and all that without some kind of pizza sauce. You have to have some kind of pizza sauce on it. But this is going to be really, really good. And you can see that it looks really good. You can see all the oregano and the rosemary in there. And it's already starting to set up a little bit. So it's going to be really, really good. That's why I come in here like Alexis to make my own foods. So I don't have to buy so much out of the store. Because you know something? Groceries are expensive. I try to save money as much as I can. But if I can make my own, just buy a few ingredients here and there that I need for what I'm going to make, my grocery bill isn't quite as high. I save money on it, which is a good thing to save money on it. Because my goodness, like I said, organic can be quite spendy. If you're not familiar with organic, you know what organic is. That's no pesticides, no herbicides that they used. It was grown organically. But like I said, organic is okay. It's great to have, but it can be cost prohibitive if you haven't got the money for it. I don't buy everything organic. I try to as much as I can, but I don't get everything organic. When I can do it and I've got the money for it, I do it. But especially the non-GMO. That's more important too. I make sure that things say non-GMO on it, because that's where you can run into problems with those genetically modified organisms. You don't want those. If you can get away from those, at least it'll be non-GMO if it's not organic. And sometimes I get both, organic and non-GMO. I get it in some of the foods I buy, and I try to buy some fruits and veggies organic too. They're very expensive. The fruits and veggies are very expensive organic. I've gotten organic cucumbers already. I've gotten organic zucchini. But like I said, they're very expensive. The pepper's organic, very expensive. So I try to do as much as I can, buy as much as I can organic, because I know that it's better for me, but I can't afford it. I can't afford it all that much. I buy it when I can. Welcome back to those that keep not either knocking yourself out or losing connection. Let me get some water first. And I'm glad that everybody's here today, because it's like Alexa said, you don't want to be talking to yourself. And that's why I come in here. It's because of you. I come in here every day. I share what I've learned with you, the recipes that I've found. I do different recipes, hoping that somebody will maybe make what I've made, and that they'll find benefit. That's why I do that. Maybe somebody will get some benefit from it, and they'll say, well, I want to make that too, and I want to live like she does. Now, I expect everybody to go say, well, I'm going to turn vegan, because that's not going to happen. I know that. But if there's somebody that comes along and says, well, I want to try to become vegan, or I want to live better, and I'm going to try to make this, believe me, once you start eating vegan food, you'll continue to eat it. Because when I started eating vegan food and started making them that way, I never went back to the animals again. I felt a lot better making my own, making it my way. Oh, I did? Well, that's wonderful. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad I could do that. Welcome back, Tammy. I'm glad I could do that for you. Oh, well, I'm glad I could do that for you, Vanita, because that makes me feel so good to realize that I have helped you along the way. Because, if I can help just one person, I've accomplished what I set out to do. I'm really trying awful hard. Now, I make plenty of mistakes, let me tell you. I'm not perfect, and some of the recipes I've made don't quite turn out the way they should have, but I still try them anyway. I still keep going, and the ones that I've made before that are real good, I'll make them again. I just want people to see that you can make your own products. You can make your own foods. Alexis does. She comes in and cooks every morning, shows you how to make how to use Pampered Chef products, and she makes her own foods. She's doing that so that she can teach people how to use Pampered Chef products. I do the same thing. This is a Pampered Chef bowl. I use the my garlic press. I use the sliders. This is Pampered Chef. I use these as well, and also the Measure All and the Readable. I use this as well. That was another one. So I try to use as many Pampered Chef products as I can to try to get that out that you can live happily. Oh, that's okay. That's fine, Tammy. That's fine. Hi, good to see you. Welcome. Here's my pasta sauce or pizza sauce. It's very, very easy to make. It has to sit out for a while in plastic, and then I'll put it in a container and put it in the refrigerator. It's got a 6-ounce can of tomato paste in it, a third cup of extra virgin olive oil, and it calls for a cup and a half of water. Although I only put a cup in it, because if you use a cup and a half, because I watched the video and it looked awful thin when they spread it on the pizza. Thought that looked awful thin. So if you want a thicker pizza sauce, it's best just use a cup. Or you can always add a little bit more if it's too thin or too thick. You can just add a little bit at a time, a quarter of a time, maybe a quarter of a cup at a time. And then you salt and pepper to taste. I use a teaspoon of salt and no pepper. Yes, it sure is. It most definitely. Oh, you better believe it is, because this is the first time I've ever made pizza sauce. Yes, it's definitely going in my group. Just the way it is. I'm going to post it up there just like this and give the recipe. And I know people want to make it. And then it's got a tablespoon of half a tablespoon of oregano, half a tablespoon of basil, and half a teaspoon of rosemary. The rosemary had to crush it because it looks different, so you have to crush that a little bit. So I had a little bit of grinder, and I tried to crush up as much as I could. But that's basically all. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 8 or 9, without not counting the pepper or the salt. It's got less than that, but you won't count. Oh, and it's got 2 garlic cloves. I keep forgetting the garlic cloves. It's got those in there. I forgot. I put them in there too. So it's very simple to make. If you have that stuff in your pantry, and garlic, I use a lot of it. So it's not uncommon for me to put garlic in my foods, because I buy garlic. I go and buy garlic bulbs whenever I get low, and I just take as many cloves off if I need. I just need 2 cloves. They're pretty good sized cloves, so I just cut them back so I could crush them up in my garlic press, because if they're too big, you can't mince them. So you saw what I did, and it works great. I highly recommend the garlic press, because this is an awesome thing to have. This is awesome. It really is. I recommend that. If you can afford it, I'd get that. And if you use if you don't use a lot of garlic, then you'll have to cut it up. Peel it, which would be a booger to peel it by hand. Or with a garlic press, you don't have to peel it. You just put peel and all in there, and it minces the garlic and leaves the peel in the press. How simple is that? That's why I like it, because I don't have to worry about the peel. It takes it off for me. The peeling doesn't get in there, because you don't want to eat that peeling. I don't think it's going to hurt you. It's probably not, but I still wouldn't want to eat it. I know in my Vitamix I've thrown garlic in there already with the peeling on it. It didn't taste the peeling at all, but oh, I know, so do I. And I've got mine because of Verlene. She bought it for me as a gift a while back. I think it's if I'm not mistaken, Alexis isn't in here to correct me, but I believe it's $18 for that. I don't think it's the price has gone up. I believe it's $18, something like that. But it is well worth it, very much so, very well worth it, because it's got this little Barbie brush. I call it a Barbie brush, and it's got this, and that's what you can clean it out with, and use the handle to get the peeling out of the inside. Yeah, it is. It's very reasonable. I love the garlic press. When she got that for me, I was so happy, because I knew I would use it. And I've used that garlic press. I can't even count how many times I've used it. I have used it a lot. Not every day, but I've used it every week. At least I've used my garlic press once or twice a week. So I have used it ever since I've had it. I've never failed to use it. I love it. And I know if you had it, you'd love it too. Once you start making your own things, and I want people to try this pizza sauce and see if they like it. mean, if you don't have the spices, just go buy some rosemary and your oregano. Like I said, I keep spices in my cupboard because I'm always making stuff that calls for spices. And they're easy to find. Walmart carries them. You can find the spices at any grocery store. Just go get you some spices, and they last a long time because they don't use that much. And make your own pizza sauce. Get yourself a cauliflower crust or whatever kind of crust you want, because you can get them at Walmart, and put your own toppings on it, and you got your own pizza. I'll come in, like I said, I might come in tomorrow, and I might make the pizza right in front of you. Get the crust out of the freezer, and put the pizza sauce on it, and put the cucumbers and tomatoes and stuff on there, and see. I'm gonna decide what I want to put on it. Sit down and figure out what I want to really put on it, and let you see. It's going to be a good pizza. I know it's going to be a real good pizza. It's not real big, but it doesn't have to be real big. But I mean, it's going to be ideal. Oh, I know it sounds good, but look at the pizzas that you buy in the stores. The stuff that's in there, the ingredients that's in there. My goodness, there's so many darn ingredients. You know, this way, if you make it yourself, you know what you've got in it. You can put as few ingredients as you want. You can put just pizza sauce and maybe shredded pizza on it. Or shredded cheese, excuse me, and make a cheese pizza. Make a veggie pizza. You can put as little ingredients or as many ingredients on it as you want. Make it your own, bake it, and see what you come up with. And I'm sure you're going to love it. I know I'm going to love it. Yeah, I know what you mean. And if you can't pronounce them, you better not put them in your body. I scratched my head because I look at those ingredients and I'm going like this. What the world is that, you know? And I'm trying to pronounce it. And most of them I just skip over. I basically, when I look at the ingredient list, I'm trying to look and see how many ingredients there are. If I see a long list like this, yeah, I put it right back on the shelf. I says, nope, not for me. Because the least amount of ingredients you have, the better. It's better for you, healthier, you know. This has a little bit more ingredients than most, you know, 4 to 5 ingredients. This only has about 8 or 9, which is not that bad. But your ingredients in your pizzas in the store, oh my goodness, probably 25, 30, I don't know. I haven't really counted them, but there's so many ingredients in there, you can't pronounce them, you know. Some of your stuff has corn syrup in it, and I do not want corn syrup at all. Yeah, I know. Fresh is good, right? Absolutely. Fresh yourself, anything you make yourself is homemade is always better than trying to make it from something else. My daughter, she's got her own special stew that she makes, that she did it in a quick cooker the other day. It's her own special recipe. Nobody else has the recipe but her. It's her own special. See, she's made it her own. That's what you do. Take something and just start saying, well, see what ingredients you have in your refrigerator and see what you can make with it. You'd be surprised. It'll probably taste a lot better than what you could buy in the store. Let me tell you, this pizza sauce will be a lot better than what you buy in the store. I know it is. It is. But I noticed that some companies now, especially the bread companies, are getting wise to the high fructose corn syrup, and they're leaving it out of their breads. So they are getting a little bit better at it. Oh, I know. Gee, yeah, you're right. A lot healthier. So I try to avoid anything that has high fructose corn syrup in it. You know, if it says high fructose corn syrup, I put it back on the shelf. I don't need it, because that's cancer. You can breed cancer with that, because cancer loves sugar. We know that corn syrup is full of sugar. So you don't want to put that kind of stuff in your body. The less amount of sugar you put in your body, the better. You know, we got to live healthy, because we want to keep these bodies around for a very long time. Because my family, my father and my mother, both died of cancer. And I can be susceptible to it. My kids could probably get it from me. So it's very important that I try to stay healthy and not get sick, because I don't want my kids to get it either. You know, because that stuff is bad stuff. And we know there's so many people dying from cancer, and we don't want to get it if at all possible. All right. You too. And thank you for coming in, and have a great night. Bye-bye. And God bless you. Anyway, I'm going to get off in a little bit, because I've got to get my dishes washed, as always. Every time I come in here and cook, bye. Good to see you. Every time I come in here and cook, I have to make, I have dishes I have to do. But like I said, when I come in tomorrow, I'll use this pizza sauce, and I'll make a pizza right in front of you. I already have the crust made, but I'll put this on the crust, and I'll put the veggies on there, and we'll make a veggie pizza tomorrow. Won't that be good? I think it's going to look so very, very good. And I know it's going to taste good too. So be looking forward to that. So in the meantime, I hope that your night goes great and that you're blessed immensely through all that you do and you say. And I hope that that tomorrow goes great as well. Be looking for me tomorrow, probably the same time. I'll try to come in maybe a little earlier since there'll be a lunch tomorrow. So I'll try to come in a little earlier. But that being said, I hope you all have a great evening. Take care. God bless. And until we meet again, bye-bye and God bless you. Bye-bye.